What is data? Data is the observations in the world around us. Data is the values attributed to the different attributes of an object. Data is the business transactions. For example, let us talk about an object, and let's say the object is a person. The different attributes of the person are the name, age, blood group, and there could be several other attributes, the address, phone number, etc. The values for different persons will be different. Those different values assumed by these different attributes of the person, of the different persons, is data. And these attributes can also be called as features or variables. An object is the subject of our study. Now, the data can be in different forms and types. There are many ways in which you can classify or categorize or organize the different data types. We are going to speak about only two different data types, which would be of some relevance and use in our course. One, data can be categorized into quantitative data and qualitative data. Qualitative data is typically a labeled data, or it's something which is an identifier. For example, what is the name of the person? Because it is uniquely attributed to a specific person. It could be a employee ID. It could be the name of the places. These are all qualitative data. On the other hand, you have the quantitative data, which is numeric in nature, something which you can measure, which you can compare, which you can perform mathematical operations on, such as number of employees. If the two companies merge together, we can add these number of employees and determine what is the total number of employees. Similarly, revenue is the sum total of the different product categories revenues put together to come up with the final revenue of the company. The quantitative data can be of two different types. One is discrete, that is something which only occurs in integer numbers, something which is countable. And the other type is continuous. Continuous data is the one which assumes all possible values on the real number line. Example, the revenue of the company, the distance between the cities, etc., etc. We will use this information later when we study discrete distributions and continuous distributions. Similarly, data can also be classified on the basis of the scale of measurement. What do we mean by scale of measurement? The instrument used or the scale used to measure the data. So this can be classified into non-metric and metric. Non-metric is your same as your qualitative data. Metric is same as your quantitative data. Now within non-metric data, you may have a nominal data and ordinal data. By nominal data, we mean just the label. It is the name of the place, name of the person, ID of the person, etc. There is no sense of order in this. If there are two offices, you cannot say that this office is first or the second office is first. The another type of label where you have the order information or the intelligence embedded in the data. For example, the rank order data, if you say that somebody's got rank 1 versus rank 2, or a priority high versus low, you know high priority is more important compared to the low priority. There are still labels, but there is a sense of order. But you cannot perform mathematical operations on them. On the other hand, you have metric data, which is again of two types: interval scaled and ratio scaled. From all practical purposes, interval scale data and ratio scale data is same. You can perform all the mathematical operations on them. But in interval scale data, there is no zero. Whereas in ratio scale data, there is a clear zero. That gives a special properties to this data. Now, interval scale data is typically used in psychometric analysis. Example, if you go to a hotel or a restaurant or a washroom, you will see that people, the organization or the service provider would like to receive feedback from you on a scale of 1 to 5 or 1 to 10. There they will ask you, how do you like so and so service on a scale of 1 to 5. They never ask you to give your rating on a scale of 0 to 5. Right? There are some bipolar scales, but we will not be bothering ourselves with those. In ratio scale data, there is a clear zero. Example, in ratio scale data, the distance has a concept of zero. Somebody can decide not to travel at all and say I traveled a distance of 0. Another aspect through which you can identify whether it's interval scale data or ratio scale data is, let us say somebody is asking you for your data on the happiness on a scale of 1 to 10. How happy are you on a scale of 1 to 10? Someone says, I am happy 4 on 10. Another one says 8 on 10. This no way implies that person who is 8 happy is doubly happy than person with a score of 4 on 10. Whereas in ratio scale data, if somebody says I'm 20-year-old versus somebody says I'm 40-year-old, you can always say that the person who is 40-year-old is double the age of the 20-year-old person. So these two classifications and categorizations of data will be very useful for us going forward in this course.